Shalom Israel, first and foremost. I do give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shah, Ba'ashem Kadash. Double honor to the apostles, and also great millstone for teaching us his truth, peace, and blessing to the whole of Israel. Yahweh is the name of the Father in Hebrew. Ba'ashem is the name, and Yahweh Shah is the name of the begotten Son. Back in the lesson, as he was entitled, going to be going to the tensions that are rising amongst the people, as I'm about to get right here within this article. Of course, the ad pops up. This is 2 injured, including a U.S. Marshal, after an ICE agent's weapon discharged during L.A. immigration enforcement operation. And you've been seeing, these situations, dealing with these protests, these ICE agents, escalating. Where you had an ICE agent at one point say, F them kids, and I want to say you had a woman severely injured, if not taken out, from one of these protests. I forget exactly the exact intricacies of what transpired, but you had that situation, and you're seeing this right here, which is obviously going to rub the people the wrong way, which they're already beginning to get riled up. Now you already have people that are pro ICE, pro Trump, this and that, where you have them pretty much trying to counteract these protests that are taking place, going against these things. And you saw what ended up happening dealing with that. If you've seen my other lesson dealing with that, or if you just seen the video where you had this Edomite saying, let's go ICE, or something to the effect, and he ended up getting bloody per se. So you're gonna see situations like this turn up and just escalate even further. Kind of to that point, you see how riled up these people are getting, so you may see the grip be tightened even more to where now they're carrying live ammunition, in which Trump has already been giving them the authorization to pretty much do whatever they want. So it's just a matter of time, is the point. But the 2 people were injured, including a U.S. Marshal, during an immigration enforcement operation early Tuesday. That said, an immigration and customs enforcement agent's weapon discharged when the agent tried to grab an individual who apparently rammed into a vehicle that was part of Team ICE and U.S. Marshals engaged. So you already see how high the chances are that people are doing these types of things. Which is ultimately, this is what this devil wants, in order to, fulfill his plans, and be justified when he starts laying rounds into you. And U.S. Marshal engaged in immigration enforcement and law enforcement source tells the suspect's condition not currently known. The law enforcement source previously told CNN the suspect was gravely wounded. The U.S. Marshal who was injured in the incident is currently in stable condition. That says the DHS said the incident took place during a targeted enforcement traffic stop, and that the suspect had previously escaped from custody. The ICE law enforcement officers, assisted by U.S. Marshals, pulled the illegal alien over in a standard law. So you see what this article is about, or which side they're on. The illegal alien weaponized his vehicle and began ramming the law enforcement vehicle in an attempt to flee, the agency said in a statement. Fearing for the safety of public and law enforcement, our officers followed their training and fired defensive shots. That says the illegal alien was shot in the elbow, and one law enforcement officer was shot in the hand by a ricochet bullet. Both are in the hospital. So tensions are rising. Once again, as we've been saying, you're most definitely going to see these situations further escalate, especially dealing with these so-called music festivals, which is pretty much the key word for these uproars that you are seeing, for lack of better words. So just trying to be a lot more careful, because you just had one of the brothers' channels been taken down for pretty much no reason, which nothing new things the devil is doing. But usually you would see strikes or a flag, but it was just straight up taken down. So you got to be even more careful. But this is going to show the type of times we're in. But as we get into the scriptures, Revelation 12:12 says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, see that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is coming down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath put a short time." So he knows his time is running out. His time is ticking. This is why you especially see him getting sloppy with his work. He's being revealed for certain things he is doing and has been doing. But you see he's getting ready to bring that hammer down. His true colors are beginning to show. You get in the scriptures for a reason. Dealing with, 2 Ezra 15:15 through the 17th verse. Of the times that we are coming into, dealing with the sedition among men that we are seeing, really across the world. And we said that this would, come over here to Babylon, the Great, aka America, in the worst possible way. Because, America is going to get the worst. This is where the main judgment is going to take place. So these protests, you see, I gotta be careful with my words. I use that word right there. But these so-called music festivals, I'm gonna start using that. Have been taking place across, the globe, dealing with Indonesia, Nepal, France, and various others, and how those situations turned out where you had buildings, important buildings, lit ablaze, and key figures pretty much being taken. But 2 Timothy 1 says, "This not also in the last days, perilous times shall come." So troublesome times are fastly approaching, and really, we're in those times now. But this is just the beginning. Especially with Jeremiah 37, we're in that time, the time of Jacob's trouble. But the Psalm 17:13 says, "Arise, the Lord disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." And the Lord's going to be using this devil as that sword, and especially swinging it upon you wicked Israelites, you wicked jakes. This is 1 Peter 5:8. And it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walks about seeking whom he may devour." So this devil is seeking to take you out in any way possible. But you have various examples of this devil, wanting to take out Jake. That one acorn situation where an acorn hit the top of the roof and you had a Jake that was handcuffed in the back of the police vehicle was shot at. So this devil was looking for any excuse in order to be justified in taking you out, And these so-called music festivals, you best believe they're going to take advantage of. Because you also have agent provocateurs that are set up more to stir up things, to pretty much set things off, which you've seen in various situations, especially down with these BLM protests that took place a while back. And I use the word again, but it's whatever. It's Jeremiah 37. This is the last 50 days great, so it is like it's in a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And we're in that time, the time of our trouble, and specifically for the wicked of our people, but those in this faith and this truth will also be tried and we're going to be tested. But the Lord has his elect back, as we're going to be here, but he shall be saved out of it. Who's that he? The elect. Which we hope and pray that we're a part of the Lord's will. Now it says, Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3, closing scripture, and it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but the angel shall speak and not lie. They will tarry, wait for it, but it will surely come. It will not tarry," meaning it will not delay. These things will happen and will come to pass. Prophecy will be fulfilled, and nothing you can do about it. And these things that you're seeing, dealing with this sedition among men, which is 2 Ezra 15, Jeremiah 37, prophecy is speaking, and it's clear and apparent that we're at the end. And just going back to that point, you're going to see situations like this. You continue to pick up, you escalate, especially with these so-called music festivals where you're going to see a lot more clashes take place, especially dealing with the division amongst the people. Just made the point where you had people that's pro-ICE, pro-Trump, this and that, and you had them pretty much kicked away from the so-called music festival. You had one Edomite that was all bloody. And you got his glasses taken away. He got tripped and pushed. But there was that right there, and that was the spirit. Because I believe just a day before that took place, I said that you would see situations like that. And I'm not the only one saying this. All through Spent by Yahweh Shemel Shah. The apostles, the elders on down over the Great Millstone have been warning of these things to come. So you have been told, you have been warned, and we're nearing the end. So the point was made, the Lord will bless, edify, and comes out, give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh Shemel Shah, Shalom. See you next one, Lord's will.